Let's get a dose of reality in our list, the best simulation games for PC. It seems there's a simulation game for everything these days. The appeal of some of these are obvious from a modern genre-loving perspective, and some are not. We can't actually all be rocket scientists or farmers or pilots. Certainly not all at the same time, but we can get a taste of these occupations in Sims. Frankly, some of these games are a full meal and nightcap. So what is it about them that makes them so popular? Well, let's take a look. But before we do, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to keep up to date on all things Logitech G. After you get past the initial blink blink, stare at the screen without doing anything, blink blink, I know something is supposed to happen, I just need a sign moment, you'll be off to a flying start. Unless your chosen home is no dragons, the undead lions, or some other thing that kills all your dwarves and, well, Dwarf Fortress is a well-respected simulation game, notorious for its exceptionally intricate world simulation and difficulty cliff. Build your fortress, protect your dwarves, and brew beer. Sound simple? Nope. In addition to the main fortress building mode, you can explore your world in the roguelike adventurer mode. There's also the Legends mode, in which you can view your generated world, its myths and historical figures in unparalleled detail. With the game having no set goal, you will in the end lose, but as Dwarf Fortress fans say, losing is fun. You can't say Kerbal Space Program is not rocket science because it is in fact rocket science. It is a space simulation sandbox game that uses proper, though simplified, physics to model a real-life space program. The green, googly-eyed alien race, the Kerbals, need you to take the reins of their space program. This is your excuse to build all the rockets, space stations, and spacecrafts you desire and travel the Kerbal solar system while hopefully keeping your pilots alive. In terms of simulator accuracy, KSP uses the same maths used to plan the Apollo missions. But the physics don't model everything, like wind for example, and so hopefully keep your CPU from melting into a very expensive puddle. KSP has a huge active community, and while it is not an easy game to pick up, with patience, launching into orbit will most definitely become second nature. Nearly 8 years after its initial release, ARMA 3 still has a dedicated and active fanbase. Its longevity has got to be due to its particular focus on realism. Few FPSs go to such lengths to accurately portray the experience of being a soldier on a battlefield. The game rewards patience, teamwork, and strategy. You can squad up in the multiplayer defend and siege scenarios or create your own in the in-game editor. There are a number of single-player campaigns and training missions that guide you through the game's intricacies. Modding is also a big part of ARMA, very much encouraged by the developers. Some improve realism, some give you custom weapons, scenarios, and vehicles to try. But whatever you do, believe us when we say it's called a sim for a reason. Do not go getting any bright ideas like checking to see if friendly fire is ignored, because it's not. Have dreams of one day being a pilot? Well, Microsoft's Flight Simulator is the game for you. Put your piloting skills to the test in this super accurate and detailed flight sim. On our ad hoc simulator accuracy scale that goes to 10, this game scores 11. Its aircraft, which range from commercial jets to light planes, handle like they should and feature a bewildering array of buttons and switches. The weather engine is an absolute marvel to behold, as are the growing number of realistic-looking photogrammetric cities to fly through. If you want additional aircraft or fancy flying to other international airports, you can grab the Premium Deluxe Edition, which comes with an additional 5 aircraft and handmade airports. What's that? Logitech G has a professional-grade flight sim gear range perfect for use with MS Flight Sim. Well now, we really do spoil you, don't we? Farming Simulator 19 is, well, the name says it all, doesn't it? It often does in Sims. In this one, you can breed and tend to your sheep, horses, pigs, chicken, and cows, and even ride your horses. You can use manure as fertilizer and plant and grow many crops like oat and cotton. There are even real-life agricultural machinery brands in the game, adding to its authenticity. It is super relaxing and maintains some realistic elements like the machinery, agriculture, and farm animals. There's a massive community behind Farming Simulator, and a good chunk of it consists of actual farmers who apparently don't get enough of tractor time IRL. There's no game quite like Farming Simulator, which puts it in a league of its own. And while it's not a perfect simulation of a farm, it doesn't include seasons or natural disasters, for example, if it's good for real-life farmers, then it's good for us. Euro Truck Simulator 2 is probably one of the most realistic games on our list in terms of simulator accuracy. You'll travel all over Europe delivering important cargo and carrying out freight deliveries. The highways are accurate, as are the lorries, which is British for trucks, that you can customize down to the last detail. You'll start off running jobs for other people, but before long you'll be able to afford your very own expensive brand name lorry. Eventually enough, you'll be able to hire staff to drive for you and turn your one driver operation into a shipping business. But the real appeal of Euro Truck Simulator is the driving. It's relaxing in a way few games truly are. The 9 years it has been out and the plethora of DLC it has secured is testament to that. So why don't you put on a long podcast and drive to Amsterdam or something? One of the ultimate simulation games for race car lovers, Assetto Corsa Competizione is the official GT World Challenge game. Be transported to the Fédération Internationale de l'Automobile Grand Touring 3 Championship, better and more easily pronounced as GT3, and test out the amazing vehicles used during the event. Take a ride in a McLaren 720S GT3 or other GT racing car of your choice in career, free play or championship single player modes. Or, of course, compete with other drivers in multiplayer mode. ACC's photorealistic graphics and effects are too darn impressive. So much attention to detail has been put into this game, from replicating tire grip to damage modeling and weather. Play this and tell people you went to the real event. Tell them you drove in it. With this much realism, no one will argue. We promise. Now, when it comes to combat fighting simulators, DCS is easily one of the best out there. The attention to detail is truly breathtaking. In DCS, you go from beginner pilot to expert operator, able to use complex weapons like the FA-18C Hornet. While DCS says it is free to play, it's only partially so. For free, you can fly the TF-51 Mustang and the Su-25T attack jet on a single. Other maps and full fidelity aircraft like the Hornet, Tomcat, Spitfire or Huey, to name but a few, cost pretty significant money. They'll pay you back with years of learning and flying though, not to mention the so satisfying feeling of scoring a kill in single player, PvE or ultra competitive PvP multiplayer. If you really want to treat yourself, then we'll also point out that Logitech G offer HOTAS gear in the form of the X52 and X56, so we've got you covered. Whatever your reason for playing simulation games, there are so many out there that there must be one for you. Or perhaps you didn't fancy lorrying from Germany to France and now have a strange inclination to. Tell us about it in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, how about hitting like, subscribe and clicking the notification bell to stay up to date with all things Logitech G.